What's up, YouTube fam?
Hello guys, how you been?
Welcome back to our channel. We've missed you guys so much.
Oh,
Hope
yeah.
everyone is doing great.
It's been a while.
Yeah. If this is your first time visiting our channel, my name is Verlene.
My name is Cristian.
We are the Afro-Mex family. So
Yeah.
if this is your first time, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button so we can get started. So today, what we're going to be talking about is how we met, part 2.
Part 2.
So basically, we're going to be going down into more details or little things and impressions from our families and friends and other stuff that happened. However, we do have a video for how we met, part 1. If you haven't watched that video, we advise you to click on the link above or go below and go ahead, watch that video, and then you can come back to this one. So you ready?
Yeah.
Part 2.
Parte 2.
Numéro 2. So, in the part 1, we talked about our story, how we met, where we met, in Texas. So today we are going to be going into more details and more towards, leaning towards the side of impressions from our families and friends.
Especially friends.
Yeah, so their first impression and all that. So
Friends
yeah.
in our surroundings area. So that's something that people talk about. They say, hey, how was the impact? How this thing changed in your life, around your life, and things like that, especially friends.
Right.
So, family is another thing, but friends, it's complicated. Or people
What do you
are
mean by it's complicated?
Yeah, it's complicated. Some people are complicated. But anyways, let's talk about it.
All right. So, well, basically, hey, I don't know how much of the complications he's talking about, but I know that, there were certain things, it was different, right?
Right.
For me, I'm African, he is Mexican, and, there's that difference in our culture. So, first impression, from some of my friends back then was,
What? They were like, what?
It's not really like that.
No
They
way.
They were just,
They were just like, hold on. I was like, hold on, Verlene.
So if you've watched the other video of how we met in McKinney, Texas, and that was back in 2008. However, we didn't start dating till towards the end of 2010, right? Something
yes,
like that.
Pretty much.
Yeah, towards the end of 2010. And yeah, so that's when, he met some of my friends, my African friends. And, I had a lot of friends, male and female, of course. So it was just it was just different for them it's not like it's strange that anybody can be in an interracial relationship, but it was different for some people. So my friends saw it. They liked him. He's a nice guy and stuff
Some
like
of
that.
them.
What do you mean by some of them?
Especially guys, they were like, hold on a second, Verlene. We need some explanation about this. Let's talk the truth.
What
It's
do you
true.
mean
It's
the
just-
male friends?
Most
Guys,
of the male friends didn't accept
They didn't
the
accept you.
fact that you were dating a Mexican.
Okay.
Mexicano.
So this is the thing. It's funny because
Different color. Actually,
it has nothing to do with that.
Right.
It's just, come on now.
It's just what? Explain me. It's just what?
It's one of those things where, ladies, you know how it is, right? When you're single lady, of course you have a lot of male friends. You can't disagree with me, right? So nothing is wrong with that. But of course, once you start dating, that you get to limit that. I couldn't really hang out with some of my friends anymore, especially my male friends. So because he will have to be there with me, and
All the
nothing was wrong.
time. I gotta deal
So
with that. The looks.
and then sometimes he'll tell me, being a fellow guy, he's like, you know, that is he has a crush on you, right? So it's always those things
Yeah.
coming up,
I got the eye.
all that stuff. It was
Got that feeling. Said that one there.
long story short, right? Since we started dating and we started getting closer and stuff like that, yes, the friendship that I had with a lot of my male friends started distancing.
Got the line there.
So
Sorry guys, if you're watching the video. Just kidding.
don't mind him. It's not like anything is, hey, I can still hang out with my friends, right? And stuff.
Sure.
But
Nothing wrong with that.
back then,
nothing wrong with that. You hanging with friends.
we
as long
were
as
younger. As long as what?
As long as they're
As long as.
So how is marriage lives doing?
Then they're not gonna hold me. I'm sorry, you
If you have
guys.
a problems, if your marriage have a problem, that's the guys. If you guys have a problem, you have a friend to talk to, right? You know. Anyways, that's another thing to talk about.
Don't mind him, y'all. So, but anyways, yeah. So that's what happened when we started dating and stuff like that. My female friends, hey, they had no problem with him and stuff. They're like, oh, okay, Verlene, all right, we see you and stuff like that.
What?
What?
See, that's how I got her. But that's mine. Just can't resist it. Anyways, we were talking about your male friends and your family looking at me for the first time. Most of the time, I was dressing decent, trying to not show my tattoos. I mean, my tattoos are not like, whoa, these.
Be honest with you guys, he's right. I sometimes encourage him to cover his tattoo when he was around my family members in the beginning, because I just then want them to have a certain impression about him. And it's sad because that's the way some of us have seen things from different perspectives. So you just cannot judge somebody based on their looks, be it that they have tattoos or piercings and all that extra stuff, right? So yeah, it was one of those things that I was, because like I said, for those that know, I'm coming from a strict family.
Very strict family.
And also religious. So,
Very religious.
So there were certain things that I was like, I don't know how this is going to work out. But one thing I knew for sure was that I love this man.
Yeah, she's still like, you sure you're not going to get more tattoos? Maybe you might want to cover those a little bit with my family. On the beginning. I was just in the beginning. But now, just like, I feel free and they know I have tattoos and things like that. So it's just in the beginning, she was more like, my family knows that, I'm a church girl, I'm very decent, things like that. I said, well, I can do what I can do. I mean, I'm not promising things, but I'll do my best. As long as I'm around, okay, I'll do what you say.
So, other things that also happened while we were together in the beginning was also the impact that it had in my friendship circle and all that stuff like that. So yes, some will approve of your relationship with a person, while others will just look at it and tell you straight up, Verlene, I don't think this relationship is going anywhere unless you guys are just having fun or living at the moment. So as that was just something that happened.
Some comments were harsh.
So some comments were harsh, but
yes, like some guys were texting her like, I think he's just using you. Maybe he's just
God.
Maybe wants to have fun time with you. Maybe he never date a real African woman. He later on he's gonna dump you. I mean, those things like that. I mean, it's just there was some people that couldn't just accept the fact that she was dating with someone
other than African.
I mean, they could probably understand why man, but Hispanic, un mexicano. ¿Cómo? ¿Cómo que un mexicano?
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué un mexicano?
You play too much.
¿Por qué un mexicano? But yeah, I mean, she trusts me so much that she actually showed me most of her text messages and comments from guys, actually most of the guys, because yeah, we hate it. And that's like, damn, my African queen, how can you do this to us? And this is not acceptable in our community or all that kind of stuff. I was like, oh well. I think we can. It is what it is.
It is what
hey,
it is.
I got the game. You don't. Sorry, bro.
Seriously.
But yeah, I mean, she was a little stressed about it. I mean, she was like, "Oh man, they're saying these things to me. They were really harsh comments." And it was just in the beginning, it was hard for her because maybe she was just not used to it. I mean, for my part, I was like, for my family, my friends were like, "Damn, bro, that's cool," you know. That's what's up. That's what's up. I mean, I grew up in this country, and I mean, I told her before, you're not my first interracial relationship, you can say that way. But I mean, for her, it was just kind of new. I mean, everything for her was new and all that. And I was just telling her everything's gonna be fine. I mean, just follow your feelings and just feeling me, and we feeling each other, and just push the people away, and they'll be fine. Later on, they're gonna come back and say, "Oh, hi." You remember me? But for my part, I mean, I was pretty chill. My family was pretty chill about this. My friends were pretty chill. I mean, they just, instead of judging me, they were asking, "Hey, how you do it? Teach me how you do it," and things like that. I was like, "Hey, it's pretty easy. Just be yourself. I mean, just be yourself." I mean, but for her, it was just a little kind of hard for her in the beginning, but she got used to it. She just kind of.
That's a fact, you guys. Like he said, it was a little bit harder for me. You know, it really was. But for him, of course, he's a guy, and like he said, it's a normal thing for him, you know, being someone that has been in this country for as long as I can remember, and it's normal for him. But for me, it was tough. I actually met new friends, you know, and also lost some due to our union and stuff like that. So, but hey, we are. So we're still standing, so that's a good thing, right? So
Yep. So, honey, so what was the main questions that most of your friends were asking you, especially when you start dating me? So, good question, right?
Well, of course, that main question will come up. Some wanted to find out if he had anything to do with securing my status in this country, if he had anything to do with papers or documentation or green card and all that stuff. And it's crazy because on his side, it was pretty much the same thing because he's Hispanic, right? At the end of the day, it was obvious that that's not the reason because it just wasn't. And he had the same questions from
my friends, especially some friends, they were like, "Are you dating her because of papers?" And it's funny because for her side, they were saying, "Are you dating him because of papers?" For the green card and all that.
Right. So, yeah, so that was just what a lot of people thought, but it had nothing at all to do with that. So, obviously, right?
But
it had nothing to do with that.
We actually got our citizenship almost together.
We actually did get it. We were supposed to actually swear in on the same day, what happened? I remember when we fill out the application. Looks like you know how those applications can be strict. Looks like I missed out on some signature or something. So mine came back, and then at that point he got his appointment to go swearing. I think he swore in May? 1 month before me.
1 month, okay. Yeah.
That was just the difference. So it was around the same time, anyways.
Well, we both had green cards, so there was no.
So it was
we
never
got married
about
because she was trying to fix my papers, or I was trying to fix her papers.
It had nothing to do with that,
guys. That answered most of your questions because we have another question because of that.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with that.
So what was the other question, babe?
You bring it up. What was the other question?
What was the question? They thought I have money. I got money on it, but some people ask her, "Are you dating him because of money?" Sugar daddy. I look like
you ain't no sugar daddy.
I'm not sugar daddy. I ain't got no money. I just barely get out from trade school and looking for a job.
Boy,
we both looking for a job like this.
Honey, just say the way it is. We was broke. Okay, we were broke.
I was driving a van. Definitely, that question was like, not for money. She's not because of money.
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah.
I support her and all that, things like
Yeah.
that, but not because she was trying to put money out of my wallet or empty my checking account. So you guys know on the first video we talk about how we met and things like that. We met in trade school and we explained how we started dating and things like that, but we never went to details on how things went through between us and all that kind of stuff. So she was really hard to get. Don't get me wrong. She was hard to get. It took me almost 2 years, and I didn't give up. Her acting like all hard and stuff. And then they
Oh my
look, where you
God.
at? Where you at? Here,
Seriously.
Sam.
I still got my options, okay?
Okay.
I'm just kidding, you
There's
guys.
your options. I
I'm
know.
stuck with this, okay?
So yeah.
And I'm stick beside him. I'm just kidding, you guys.
So some people's questions sometimes they say, so how did you fall in love with this guy?
So it was different. He was very caring. Yes, we were young
Very
and
young.
stuff, but he was really caring. He showed me in so many instances and situations how caring he was. He would come through. I remember back then, I had my vehicle. The vehicle I was driving back then in 2010, I believe, was a Volvo. I don't remember what year that Volvo was, but it was
Station
old.
wagon.
And I used to drive that, and he had a beautiful brand new Mercury Mountaineer back then, black with rims, nice speakers, and all that stuff.
24s. It's actually, I have it on one of my YouTube videos.
So he came by, and most of the time he'll see how sometimes I have car troubles. He will come and swap cars. He would let me use his SUV while he uses my Volvo. Managed to figure out how. I don't know how sometimes
Going to work with that little Volvo. Funny little car. I was like, okay, the things I gotta do for love.
He hated that car, you
I hate
guys.
that
He
car.
used to call it. He told me that was like the vehicles
Mortuary.
that the mortuary that they.
Car. You don't have pictures of that car, right? You might have some pictures to post on.
No.
You should see what
Leave
kind
my
of car
Volvo
she
alone.
was.
I love my Volvo, and that was just because my parents bought it for me.
Yeah,
It was a
you
birthday
did.
gift, and please, I love that car.
Actually, you did. Actually, mine for that birthday party.
So yes.
Volvo. Her first car in America.
Actually, I had another one. It was actually a Toyota, the big
4Runner.
Toyota 4Runner. You guys, my daddy used to drive all kinds of cars, okay? So that was my first car, and he was so sweet. And one thing that I remember with that Toyota 4Runner was that each time when we used to drive, every 20 minutes it used to get overheated, and then it starts smoking in the middle of the highway. My mom and I have to get out and then open that trunk. Is it called the trunk or the trunk? And then let that smoke out. Like it's like that truck was gonna just caught on fire at some point. So it was horrible. So it was like every 20 minutes you drive, you have to cool down, put water. The water was just, I don't know if the water was just leaking out or something, but hey, it at least it was a ride, right? So
It was alright. It was. It was running.
It was-
Smoking but running.
it was it was smoking but running. So yeah. So that was the story about that car. But anyways, he was such a darling. I mean, he will make sure that I'm so comfortable. Even before he gives me his SUV for the week, he makes sure the gas is full tank. And even when he came to take it and it was almost empty, he never complains. He would just fill it up. And I mean, we were just young back then. For him to do a lot of those things, showed me how responsible he can be. Of course, we had a little fights, because we were young and immature, had our own little things that we're trying to figure out, both of us. But as we grew together, we got mature together. We learned a lot from each other's mistakes. And here we are today, still standing.
That little bubble. Good memories of that.
Why
You
you?
just take too much job and say, what's that thing you parking there? My coworkers was, it's just a rental car.
You told your coworkers my Volvo was a rental car?
Not really.
Don't you dare. How could you? So did he know it was your girl's car?
Yeah, it was my girl's car. I said, bro, you need to get her a new car.
At least, hey, you were doing the right thing. I was driving yours, so that's cool. He
Yep.
was such a responsible young man, and he still is. So hey,
Of course.
I know, right? So, but yeah, so that is how it was for us.
So as my wife say about being supportive and all that kind of stuff, some people ask me, so why you stay with her then? I mean, she's beautiful. She's still beautiful. Well, I find that she's always been beautiful, and that's one of the main things she attracted me. But most of the important thing is that she attracted me a lot is that she was very smart. She's a very smart woman. That's one of the things when we started dating. I mean, she was still going to school and things like that. So I was just trying to help her, supporting her in certain things for the school and things like that. Make sure her school it was very important for her. She was very educated person. And I look at her like, well, I mean, she's like she's going somewhere, so I just want to be part of that where she's going
Okay.
and all that. So, but yeah, I mean, this attractive wise, smart, intelligent, very independent, things like that. I mean, it's weird because some guys don't look on that. Most of them don't look on that, but for me, to me that was a very important thing to look at a woman, especially if you wanna date someone and you wanna maybe in the future be do you live with her. So you wanna look at those things and make sure she's independent, make sure especially if she has a brain. It's not all about makeup, girls. Like,
Seriously, brains.
brain, it's all about brain, it's being smart and all that. She was going to school, things like that. Besides, she's being beautiful and attractive woman. Don't get me wrong, she's always been an attractive woman and all. But the most surprising is that she was very intelligent. I mean, she was going to school, taking her educations and things like that. I want to be part of it, you know. So that's one of the things. I was dating her because of that, things like that. I mean, obviously, many of my friends were like, "There's a lot of girls out there." Yeah, there's a lot of girls, bro. Don't get me wrong, but not everybody has the brain. That kind of stuff. Trust me.
The brain.
The brain, right? Things like that.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that she attracts me a lot. So, for some reason, it was just the chemistry. I mean, the first day we started dating, our first day, and things like that was just, she felt a connection with me. She started just laughing for no reason, and whatever thing I was just saying, she was just like laughing. It was just laugh. She just felt the connection and all that.
For no reason.
For no reason, she just started laughing for the things I was just saying.
You guys don't like to giggle a lot, right? I laugh a lot, but
I'm a funny guy sometimes. I say things that, like random stuff from nowhere and all that.
Very random.
I'm a very random person. We're surprised because most of her friends and family think, well, your husband is very quiet. I'm not. I have to be comfortable around and all that. So I'm a very random person. I'm very funny too. So and all that kind of stuff. But I mean that's one of the reasons that we in our relationship. But I think the most important is because we have a lot of connection, chemistry, and all that kind of stuff. So being smart, things like that's another thing. The attraction, the physical, and all that. I mean, it's another thing and all that. But I mean, literally, it was just the chemistry and all that kind of stuff. Guys, thank you so much for watching.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. And please go ahead and click on the link below to watch How We Met Part 1. And we will see you next time.
There you go. We'll see you next time, guys.
Stay safe. Bye, guys. So much.
Your nose.
My news.
Ladies, why you put nails on top of nails? That's on the question. Why you do that? Why you
Hi,
put
honey. My
eyelashes on
week
top of eyelashes?
shifted.
Ah, damn.
Hi, easy.
Anyways.
Are you still recording?
No.
Okay.
Can we go bed now?
The kids are still sleeping though.
Oh.
So, oh my god. Can I take off this wig
Yeah, I
now?
don't know why you're wearing it. She's gonna walk in away. I use call.
I'm tired.
Alright. Pause that thing.
Let's go to sleep, baby.
Yeah, let's go.